solving crimes in this game, but we don't know what mysteries lie in this house, and I'm just trying to take it all in and use that to my advantage. What the heck?
The heck was that?
Hear that?
Yeah.
What was that? I have no idea.
Oh, who is that?
Oh my god. Oh my god. Oh my god. Don't look. Oh my god. Who is that?
Whoa.
Stay back.
What happened here?
I have no idea.
That's water. Oh, God. You got a live wire, you guys. Back away from it.
Did any of you see what happened?
No. Oh my god.
Messed up. Giles.
It has begun.
Oh my god. What happened? What happened? What happened? What happened? Oh my god.
There's a body on the ground. It is the scariest, grossest, most horrible thing I've ever seen. And then we realize it's Sherry.
Oh, boys and girls, mom and dad.
I just lost my appetite.
Yeah, me too.
It seems that someone in this room has captured the killer's fancy. Sasha,
Yes?
I have a message to you from the killer. Congratulations. You are spared.
I feel a wave of relief just wash over me.
Sasha? You were the one who impressed me the most with how I pulled off this heinous crime.
How is that possible? How could she have been so correct that she blew us all out of the water?
In my own words, Giles will walk the rest of you through what apparently you did not know. Poor little Sherry. I waited outside her door while she innocently showered. I easily broke into her room with a small handheld crowbar. In a cloud of steam, I simply wrote with my finger, "Meet me at the fish tank. I have vital info for you." Of course, she fell for it. Sherry slipped on a bathrobe, saw the message, and went straight to the great room. Earlier, I cut the cord of the lamp, but left it plugged in beside the aquarium. I opened the drapes of the east window, removed a single plate of glass, and waited outside for her unceremonious arrival. I calmly aimed the wrist rocket from the backyard and fired. Hitting Sherry in the back of her neck, severing major arteries, killing her instantly. Like clockwork, Sherry met her fate at the fish tank. As it began to spider, it bought me more than enough time to stash the slingshot and crowbar, shut the curtains, and preserve my anonymity. When the water pressure built up and the aquarium broke, the water found the frayed cord and electrocuted the already dead Sherry with maximum voltage. Yours cruelly.
Tough.
Oh, boy.
Your killer.
God darn it. Now I'm really stupid.
Outside, please, everybody. Ulysses. Adriana.
Here?
Ronnie. Here. Don.
Oh my God, where's Don?
Don.
Oh, I haven't seen Don.
He's not here.
Don.
I'm here. I'm here.
Oh my God.
There he is. There's Don.
I'm here. All right.
Oh, thank God you're
Dante.
Did you hear something? It sounded like a faint yelling.
Dante.
Where's Dante?
I didn't see him. He wasn't with you? No.
Dante.
As for the others, listen carefully to how the killer played with fire and Dante got burned. You knew my homage to Dante's Inferno was going to be a classic. It writes itself. Before he went to bed, Dante got all warm and snuggly in my flammable flannel pajamas, doused in high levels of odorless benzene. He even made sure his footsies were nice and toasty by putting on my special socks, different from the ones you were all wearing. And just before he went night-night, he found the little gift I left for him, a necklace from St. Agatha. The note read, "Patron saint, protector from fire, sleep well." He slept well, all right. Until I set off the fire alarm. That's when Dante leapt out of bed, ran across the shag carpet in his special socks, and gathered up enough static electricity to set himself ablaze. The second he lay finger on the metal doorknob, a measly spark turned into a raging fire. But where the crime finished is what made the biggest splash. Dante ran down the stairs, through the house, and finally dove into his watery grave, where his socks floated as helpless as our latest victim, while the promises of St. Agatha protecting him from fire were cruelly extinguished. Warmest regards, your killer. As for the rest of you, I'm afraid you're nothing but a ticking bomb, just waiting to go off. Like the deceased, you were only able to figure out bits and pieces. Killing Adriana was a blast. She stayed in the breakfast room all night watching reality television. But I had to interrupt her program for a special bulletin from me, the killer. Like a child, Adriana dropped her cereal bowl. She ran like a mouse to escape my trap. She even attempted to kick down the doors, which earlier I locked with zip ties, explaining her shoe impression. So she exits the only way she could, my way, outside.
Which led her down 13 unlucky steps to the golf cart where earlier I had planted a bomb. And she was hell on wheels.
Adriana swerved out of the way of that pesky branch. And when she ended up short of those unpearly gates, she tried to use the golf cart clicker to escape. But only I had the real clicker, as I sat quietly in the attic, watching her every move on a surveillance camera. With a touch of a button, I blew her sky high, where she became a human pachinko machine in the tree.
Not cool.
Upward and onward, your killer. If you prefer your steak well done, please proceed to the kitchen.
Yeah, well, we're done.
Bon appetit.
No. Whoa. Why does he have to cook it?
Wait! Don't go in there!
What the?
Apologize! Stay back!
No way.
Holy crap.
There's something in
Don't move! Don't move! Don't stop! Quiet!
Where's Don?
I got this.
Stop. I'm gonna pass out.
Just keep your horses calm, everybody.
Oh my god, hey! Ah! Come on.
Whoa.
Rocky, whoa!
Whoa! Ulysses!
Ulysses!
As for the rest of you, I have a message for you from the killer, for those who couldn't see the forest through the trees. I knew if I was going to kill Ulysses, there would be no horsing around. I had to do it on horseback in the nascent stages of our little outing together. It all started with my murderous concoction of oleander that I conveniently plucked from the horse stables. With mortar and pestle, I prepared my poison into a deadly dosage. With a plank of wood and 2 nails, I handmade a homemade snake weapon that could strike with a flick of the wrist, leaving small wooden splinters in the bite wound of his jeans. Maybe you unworthy adversaries were still distracted by my diversion when you first arrived by horseback. It was only a matter of seconds until the 2-bit toxin kicked in. Causing Ulysses to fall off his horse, only to never get back in the saddle. A few of you were snake-bit when I hid a non-poisonous scarlet king snake in the left satchel, only to find out that Ulysses was bitten on the right leg. Not that it mattered. There never was a real snake in the first place. Except for me. Sincerely yours, your killer.
I heard the noise. What's going on? Oh my God.
As for the rest of you, please sit back and listen closely to my acceptance speech of how the other nominees got snubbed. The murders of Sasha and Dana were the odds-on favorite for best murder. I slipped them their nominations by using a door-opening gizmo. The first victim of my double feature was Sasha. After I slipped into her room, I covered her mouth with chloroform. I transported her from one room to another, leaving behind wheel marks and size 13 footprints. But if shoes are stuffed with tissues, any size is possible. Again, I gizmoed the door, woke up Dana by knife point, and made her wheel Sasha's cold body to the elevator, jabbing her back with the steely knife, leaving behind blood drops toward the elevator door and 2 sets of footprints. I took them both to my secret chamber located behind the hidden wall in the morgue, where I surprised Dana also with a washcloth of chloroform. At that point, it was all quiet on the Western Front. Scalpel in hand, I cut the wrists of both actors, draining every drop of their blood. After that, I redressed them and put them on their marks. I even turned the AC on full blast because the scene gave me the chills. Alas, they were camera ready for their starring roles. And the winner is your killer.
Today's been a tough day. People been lying to me all day long, but I survived it, so now I'm ready to party. Tonight, we luau.
You've missed a lot of evidence, and at this stage in my little game, I may just be inclined to commit another double murder. Now, on to Gino. I must admit I wasn't crushed that Gino was crushed. As it turns out, he crashed my party. Literally. Allow me to explain. I used a bobby pin to break into Gino's bedroom. Once inside, I wrote him a little note. Steal Giles's cell phone, and you will be spared. He fell for it, of course.
What?
Gino stole Giles's cell phone. Not only did he have to die because he had the worst statement of the case for Dana and Sasha's murders, but Gino proved to be dishonest, an unworthy adversary. Earlier, I had crept down to the great room and plugged in my dual-pronged blackout timer, setting it to go off shortly after the party started. Earlier, I had also left Gino a special lei, one made of kukui nuts and decorated with ultraviolet paint. I had also painted the dance floor crest, making it easier to know where to drag Gino when the power went out.
Wow.
My plan A was to see him in the dark and strangle him with his own lei, my homemade choking device. That didn't happen, because Gino never wore it to the luau. So, I had to improvise and put into action Plan B. Wearing night vision goggles, I grabbed the gun that I had stashed in a drawer and shot Gino in the stomach at point-blank range. Of course, none of you heard the gunshot because of the silencer. Lastly, I dragged his dead body to the glow-in-the-dark crest, where I released the chandelier with a simple pull of the lever, making it look like that was the true cause of death. Too bad Gino had to leave the party with a splitting headache.
Come on, that's not funny.
What a party, pooper. Aloha, your killer.
What is that? Oh. No. Oh my God. What is that?
Oh! That's Ronnie.
As for the rest of you Dungeness crabs, I'm afraid you have no choice but to sit back and deal with the fact that you three were left out in the cold. Spa. Killing Ronnie was indeed cold-blooded. It all started just after breakfast, when Ronnie adjourned to the library to be alone with his thoughts, or so he thought. Little did he know I was watching his every move on a pin camera in the belly of the See No Evil statue.
Oh, of course. That makes sense.
Once inside, he immediately began to write Giles a personal and confidential note, Ronnie claimed to know who I was. As it turns out, he had me pegged with a letter. I sent some tea over so he could take his time and finish his letter of incrimination. After days of spying, I was well aware Ronnie prefers powdered cream in his tea. It was ricin, the most deadly toxin in the world, according to the book of toxins I left peeking out of the shelf.
What? Ridiculous.
After he had gone, I simply found the letter and scratched out every reference that led back to me, preserving my anonymity. Feeling a bit less scared that his life might be spared, I made sure to give him the best spa treatment of them all, the hot tub. Ronnie got in and turned on the jets. The second he pressed the buttons, my canister of liquid nitrogen was time-released from the pool equipment. By this time, the ricin had kicked in, and his body temperature had skyrocketed to a deadly 105 degrees. On surveillance, it may have looked like Ronnie dozed off. I assure you, it was a dead sleep. Ronnie was shot out of the hot tub from the chemical combustion of hot water and liquid nitrogen, freezing his ricin-laden tea, charring his body from the chemical blast, blowing half the water out of the hot tub. The forecast for this cold-blooded murder was cloudy, with an isolated chance of hail.
Wow.
My sincerest condolences. Your killer.
The riddle referenced "find me in this room," and I noticed that the room by the front door has the curtains drawn, and I'm thinking that that's where the killer disappeared into.
Oh my gosh. Oh.
It's like a prize room.
I get, yep.
This is where the killer's been keeping everything. Look, it's the golf cart. This room is, I think, what you would call an orgy of evidence. Everything from every crime, evidence that I've never even seen before, I've just heard described. It's all here.
Oh my gosh.
It's Melina.
Oh no.
Oh my gosh.
Something.
Right, the riddle said inside the room.
Down
"You'll
to
leave
just
me."
us two. Wait. The killer is you?
It's not me.
Wait.
Holy crap. It was you.
I won't be played by your foolish game.
What are you
The
talking
killer
about?
could be you.
The killer is you.
Or me.
It's definitely
Just
you.
the same.
Are you kidding me?
Enough of the riddles, the ruckus, the rhymes. I committed those murders 11 straight times. I've shot guns. I know what it looks like. Pretend you're breaking into a car right now. Wow.
Have you ever been scared?
I've not.
Interesting.
Surprise. I'm the killer. I'm the one you've been looking for.
kidding me right now?
It is true. I am the real sinner. Congratulations, Cam. You are the winner.
You're kidding me. I was sure it was Lindsay.
Lindsay's right there. I set the death trap for her, myself.
I hate you. Can't believe this. I'd been working with the killer the entire time. I'm so busy going over pretty much everything I've ever said to Chris. There's no room to process the fact that I just won $250,000.